Good morning, boys and girls. I wanted to talk to you today about something that's a little different in our unit about growing and changing. So the last couple of weeks we've been talking a lot about caterpillars and how they turn into what? Butterflies, that's right. And yesterday you got to see butterflies getting released and flying free. Well, here at my house, we have a lot of animals. Now, I've talked to you about our dogs. You've heard talk about those. As a matter of fact, I hear one coming upstairs right now. But we also have birds that are pets, and they're parakeets. And I'm going to send you a picture of our parakeets. You'll see that those birds are in a cage. And parakeets are animals that they probably live wild in some places, but here in America, they just live as pets, and so you need to keep them in cages to keep them safe. Well, I also like to collect birds, and here's one of my birds that I like to collect. You know what this little guy is? What kind of bird is that? Really big eyes. Yeah, he's an owl. He's an owl. He goes, woo, woo. That's Leo. Leo, get out of the video. That's Leo's nose. Leo likes to explore different things, doesn't he? Anyway, this is an owl. Let me turn you so you can see more of Leo, maybe. Let's see. Where's his big nose? There he is. He's a big guy. All right, well, he's not a bird, right? He is a dog, and he's a big dog, and he likes to eat a lot of things. But this is an owl, okay? It's not a real owl. It's just a stuffed owl, and I use it just in my house. I hang it up just to remind me how much I love birds. Then I have this. Oh, Leo, back up. I'm sorry. Leo, back up, boy. Then I have this bird. Leo, go away. He wants to play with these, but these are not toys. Go on, mister. All right, this little bird, look at the very long beak. This one is called a hummingbird, and we love to feed hummingbirds here. This is a hummingbird. I've just started to see some of them flying out and around, and they drink nectar. They drink nectar, okay, from flowers. And then this is a metal bird. If I was with you, I'd bring these birds in so y'all could be touching them. And this is a bird made out of metal. I'm not sure what kind of bird this might be. It could be a chickadee or maybe a sparrow. But it has tail feathers, and look, it's got those feet, and all birds have feet. See, like that? And then here's another one that I have that I like to hang up. If you hang it up in the window, sometimes it's pretty because you can see the light shining through. This bird's breakable. It's made of glass. It's called a stained glass bird, but here's another bird that I enjoy. Okay, so we've been talking about growing and changing. And birds actually do that too. Just like you all do, you start off as babies, and then you get bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually you get to be all grown up like your parents are. Well, the same thing happens for birds, but it happens a lot quicker than it does for children and people. And this is a fun book that I like. It's called Bird Builds a Nest, and it's written by Martin Jenkins, and it's illustrated by Richard Jones. He's the one that drew the pictures. I really love these pictures in this story called Bird Builds a Nest. So let's read it together. Maybe we can find out what a nest is. You may know. I'll tell you, I've been seeing some nests around my house. Okay, I see branches and leaves. There's the title again, Bird Builds a Nest. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 words in that title. All right, first page. And it says, it's a beautiful day. Bird is up early. She's got a lot to do. Oh, okay. So she's waking up to a lot of projects, maybe. First, she needs some breakfast. What she wants is a nice, juicy, what? What do you think a bird might eat? Some birds eat seeds, but this is a particular kind of bird. She eats something that's nice and juicy. A worm. See that word there with 4 letters? Worm. Oh, let's look at the worm. Oh man, look at him. This is his tail. And he goes down and up. And there's his head. And there is Bird. She wants to grab him and eat him. Birds eat worms. Bird pulls hard, but the worm pulls back. Oh, look, she's tugging. She's tugging, you see that? Tugging on the worm, but he's not coming out of the hole. It's a big worm, and it's strong. Too strong for Bird. Uh-oh, she cannot get worm out of the ground. What's she gonna do? Let's read on to find out. You know she needs food. Ah, this one's better. It's smaller and not as strong. Delicious. Oh, look. She found a smaller worm that she was able to pull out of the ground. And she, yum, yum, yum. Do we eat worms? No, we don't eat worms, but birds do. Ah, it's delicious, she says. Now Bird can get on with her work. She's not looking for worms now. She needs twigs. Lots of twigs. Okay, twigs. Twigs are, you remember last week when we made the caterpillar and we had an antenna coming out of his head? And I said I was going to use some twigs, and I went out to my yard and I found 2 little pieces of tree, little tiny pieces. Those are called twigs. And she's going to use lots of twigs for something. What's she going to use lots of twigs for? Oh, look at this beautiful tree. There's a hole in it. There's a little animal in that hole. Let's read on and find out. Looks like a little mouse. It's hard to see, isn't it? It's dark in there. It's a little mouse. So remember, she's looking for twigs, and it says, this one's too heavy. Heavy. That means she's not strong enough to pick it up. Look, it's pretty big for that little bird. Okay, it's too heavy. And so is this one. Oh, this one, this is a thick twig. This is a thin twig, but it's very long. She can't get that twig. It's too heavy for her. All of these will do fine. Bird can carry 1 large twig or 2 medium-sized twigs. 1 large, 2 medium-sized twigs, or 3 or 4 small twigs. Look at those small twigs in her beak. Although it's hard to fit that many in her beak at once, so she might need to make a couple of trips. Oh, sorry, Leo's barking. She's building her nest. It's not quite finished though. Carefully, she pushes a twig into the side of the nest and pulls its end back out. Oh, wow. So she's kind of weaving the twigs in and out. Do you see what's happening? She's making kind of an oval shape with those twigs. What do you think? You remember the name of the book? The book was called Bird Builds a Nest. Could that be what she's working on? Pushing and pulling, she gets all the twigs in one place. She works for hours, flying back and forth and back and forth, fetching and carrying, pushing and pulling. She's working so hard. Look, starts off in the daytime, and then it gets to be a little bit later in the day, and then at night, she keeps working and working to build that nest. I know it's daytime here because of the sunshine. Sometimes she drops a twig, but it doesn't matter. She could scoop down to get it, or she could just say, that's just 1 twig, I'll keep working. She keeps on working. She's looking for softer things now. Okay, so she had the twigs, put them all together. Now she's looking for softer things, dried grass and feathers. They're very light. She can carry lots of these at once. Oh, she's looking for feathers and dried grass. You think she's going to add that to her nest? Or is she going to eat it? Let's find out. She tucks them into place. Sorry, Leo's really barking. Turning around and around, pushing with her whole body. She makes a snug little cup, smooth and soft on the inside. Oh, sweet, look. She's making like a little cup. Why does she need a little cup in that little nest she's built? What's she going to put into the cup? Let's find out. The nest is ready and waiting. Can you guess what the nest is waiting for? What's going to happen? I see the bird is getting into the nest. Oh, it was one bird building the nest, and now there are two birds in the nest. Huh, they look like they like each other. Let's see what happens on the next page. What is she waiting to put into the nest? Eggs! 5 of them, speckled and beautiful and getting ready to hatch. Oh man, look at those little eggs. Oh, wow. That bird put eggs in the nest. We call that laying eggs in the nest. And the book says there's 5, 1 whole hand's worth. But let's count and make sure. You ready? We'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there were 5 eggs going in the nest. Now what's inside those eggs? If you think back to our caterpillars, they started as a little egg, then they hatched out and were caterpillars, right? And then they changed and became butterflies. So do you think there's caterpillars in these eggs? The bird put them in. Let's find out. Okay. And soon, look what hatched out of the eggs. Beautiful little baby birds. Oh, that's so sweet. You know, I noticed when I've been listening to some of my tapes and videos I've been doing for y'all, right now I can hear them. My birds at my house are chirping, and they are very noisy birds. And even outside, when I go outside, I hear a lot of birds out there making noise. And then I can even see them flying from the tree to the ground and all over the place. And I wonder if they're building nests. Now, my birds in my cage don't build nests, but the birds out in nature do, okay? So when you go outside today, listen for birds. I bet you'll hear them in the springtime, which is the season we're in right now. The birds do a lot of flying around and a lot of singing. We call it birds singing and chirping. All right? So look around for some birds. Listen for them. Watch and see if you can figure out where they might be building a nest. But you don't want to grab the nest. You want to keep it there so that the birds can lay their eggs in the nest, okay? All right, guys. Well, I'll see you later next time, all right? Hope you're having a good day. All righty, bye-bye.